I love seeing the teepees and hearing the drummers and seeing all the people here. I wish to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 8 territory, the traditional home of the Dene and their ancestors who have resided in this region since time memorial. The genocide committed against the Indigenous peoples is not, as Trudeau claims, simply a chapter in the country's dark history. Rather, it was an entire plot of the Canadian government's express policy to erase our Indigenous peoples' beliefs, customs, and traditions. It's difficult to say what's worse, straight up admitting that you want to kill another ethnic group because of their ethnicity, or hiding it behind residential schools, assimilation, and other coded terms that essentially mean you want to strip a people of their identity. The disturbing discovery in Kamloops of 215 innocent, undocumented children by a church notorious for keeping records should cement deep into the hearts of even the most apathetic deniers that mistreat, abuse, murder were allowed to happen in our country to eradicate the Indigenous people. Uncovering this evidence in Kamloops will be of value, though, only if it leads to real changes and real efforts to stop the discrimination. Trudeau's simple platitude that we are here for you does nothing to persuade me or anyone else that his government is ready to offer Canada's Indigenous peoples what is owed to them through the calls to action. No, the past cannot be changed, but it can be acknowledged, and it can be owned by every Canadian. I humbly believe that the first steps towards reconciliation is to listen. Listen to the stories told by the survivors and the elders. These horrific stories must ring deep into our souls. Then we must acknowledge that generational cultural eradication program that was facilitated through organized religion and later through our own government. And it has caused irreparable, emotional, and physical trauma to the Indigenous people. Trudeau and his predecessors have reneged again and again and again on promises to achieve reconciliation. They have promised to address the lack of clean drinking water. They have promised to address housing. They have promised to address violent abuse and neglect. They have promised to address imprisonment and suicides of Indigenous people in staggering numbers. And they have promised to address the disturbance of the murders of Indigenous children and women. When our country actually addresses these problems and the voices of you, the Indigenous people, are uplifted, amplified, and absorbed by all Canadians, then the true path to reconciliation can begin. The pathway to reconciliation has always been a pathway, one that I have dreamed about since joining municipal politics. In fact, I'm proud to announce that the Danida and the town of High Level are on the cusp of signing a friendship agreement. We began our walk 3 years ago and are becoming true partners on mutual projects. I can promise you to continue down this pathway together as one. Thank you, all of you, and have an amazing day.